If you woke, say something to me. If you woke. If you sleep, type 1. If you woke, type 2. Why can't you survive World War Z?
If you're running your own
I got hit with an ad.
You've probably
Out of all the zombie movies I talk about that I can survive, World War Z is the only one I would say I'm gone with the first 3 days. That's the only one I say that to. You see, okay, you said say so. Okay, yeah, I did say that. But like World War Z is probably the only ones I feel like I can't survive again.
thought about surviving a zombie apocalypse because it is such an interesting topic to think and talk about. That's why today I'm breaking down why you would never be able to survive World War Z zombies. From 12-second infections to swarms that scale 100-foot walls, starting with the one thing that makes every other zombie look harmless: outbreak, speed. The zombies in World War Z sprint at full speed the second they detect you, and they turn victims in 12 seconds flat. In the 2013 film,
Yeah, World War Z will be fried again. I ain't gonna be able to do it, bro. The speed, and I think those motherfuckers kind of strong too.
Jerry Lane times this transformation during the Philadelphia outbreak. A healthy person gets bitten, thrashes for a few seconds, dies, and snaps back up as a sprinting infected before you can process what happened. This is exponential spread happening faster than any response team can mobilize. One infected in a crowded street becomes 10 in 2 minutes, becomes 100 in 5, becomes an unstoppable wave before the military gets the call. Cities collapse in real time because the infection moves faster than information, faster than evacuation orders, faster than anything humanity has ever faced. Max Brooks' 2006 novel uses slow-moving zombies, but the movie threw that out. Director Mark Forster wanted visceral panic, making these things Olympic sprinters with zero fatigue. You can't outrun them, can't outlast them, barely have time to understand what's happening before your neighborhood is overrun. But speed is just the beginning. What comes next is where World War Z zombies break physics itself: the swarm. These zombies form massive, coordinated swarms that function like a single organism, piling their bodies into human pyramids to scale impossible walls. The Jerusalem sequence demonstrates this horrifyingly well. Israel has built massive concrete walls around the city. The refugees inside start celebrating, and the noise draws zombies from miles around. The infected don't claw uselessly at the wall base. They run full speed and leap onto each other, building a writhing pyramid of bodies that gains height with every zombie that joins. Within minutes, they've created a living ladder tall enough to pour over the top. The CGI team used over 5,000 individually animated zombies for this scene. The wall doesn't fall because of structural weakness, it falls because the zombies turn themselves into siege equipment. This behavior appears throughout the film. In South Korea, they pile up to reach second-story windows. On the airplane, they swarm through the cabin in a coordinated wave. The 2019 video game introduces special infected variants like...
I feel like these zombie World War Z was way smarter than any other zombie movie. They was real tech with, I ain't gonna lie.
bulls that charge through defenses and screamers that call in swarms. Even with automatic weapons and explosives, players get overrun without teamwork. Traditional zombie defense relies on choke points and barriers. World War Z zombies don't respect choke points. They flow over and around obstacles like water, using their bodies as disposable tools. The film never shows a successful static defense. Every fortification falls. Every barrier gets overrun. The only survivors kept moving or stayed completely silent. So walls don't work and barriers fail. Here's the next problem.
Zombies. Them motherfuckers. What's the things called off The Last of Us clickers? You better call them clickers, gang.
Zombies have hearing that shouldn't be possible. Sound sensitivity. Every noise you make is a dinner bell, and these zombies hear from distances that shouldn't be possible. The film establishes this early in Philadelphia. Jerry's family is hiding when...
No, bro, they got the sense of the monster off A Quiet Place. Let you drop a pencil in a big ass room. You got a whole herd come with that motherfucker full force. You can't do nothing about it.
Neighbor's phone starts ringing. Within seconds, infected throwing themselves against the door. In Jerusalem, it's not the walls that doom the city, it's the celebration. People singing creates a sound beacon that attracts every zombie within miles. The infected screech to alert others, creating a chain reaction that brings thousands converging on one location. The game takes this further with screamers that call reinforcements with ear-splitting shrieks. Kill them quietly, or face an endless horde. This means
Bro, around these, you can't use no katanas. You gotta be heavily equipped. You need grenades, rocket launchers, some shit they're gonna rip a wall off just to kill one of them niggas.
You can't use guns except as a last resort. Every shot brings
Bro.
more infected than you killed. You can't drive vehicles because engines are too loud. You can't live in groups because people make noise just existing. Noise discipline in an apocalypse isn't just hard. It's essentially impossible for anyone who isn't trained special forces. Silence keeps you alive, but only until someone near you makes a mistake.
Let me tell a nigga, shut up, and they get an attitude with me. Bang! We all got that in, nigga, because that was well worth it, my nigga. That was, bro, I watched The Walking Dead. It was a lady. She got mad at everybody because she was trying to kill herself, but they saved her. I'm like, you know what? You want to die? You want to die? Bang, with our own gun. I would gotta go real quick.
And when they do,
But
you've
like,
got 12
no,
seconds
bro, we
before
not
that
doing
mistake
this.
becomes your problem. Infection method. Getting bitten is a death sentence that executes in 12 seconds, but it's not just bites. The virus spreads through any fluid contact. When someone gets bitten, dark veins spread from the wound almost instantly. Their eyes cloud over, skin goes pale, and they convulse as the virus kills them and takes over. Jerry times it at 12 seconds from bite to reanimation. The game extends this to up to a minute, but the principle remains. Fast infection means exponential growth that outpaces containment. The real nightmare is secondary transmission. Zombies secrete a black tar-like substance loaded with virus. Get it in your eyes, mouth, or an open wound, and you're infected just as surely as a bite. The game's infector variant weaponizes this by spitting infected bile at range. This makes melee combat suicidal. You can't wrestle a zombie without getting covered in fluids. The only safe way to kill them is headshots from distance, but that brings back the noise problem. Every safe method creates more danger through sound. The film shows characters amputating bitten limbs to stop spread, and even that only works if you beat the 12-second clock. 12 seconds from bite to zombie, fluids everywhere, and one scratch ends you. But the movie shows people walking right past zombies untouched. How? Selective targeting. These zombies ignore the sick, dying, and terminally ill. They're not stupid, they're efficient. Jerry discovers this through observation during his investigation. An old man and malnourished boy walk right past zombies without being attacked. The infected sniff them, screech, and move on, looking for healthier targets. Later at the WHO facility in
That's cheap. So basically, if you ain't even got a chance to fight, they not even worried about you, gang. If you feel like they like basically, nigga, you already dying. And you ain't got nothing to do with you, gang. You good. You gone anyways.
Wales, Jerry
That's
tests
crazy.
this by injecting himself with a pathogen that mimics terminal illness. He walks through a room full of zombies completely undetected. The virus has evolved to avoid hosts that won't make good spreaders. This leads to a camouflage vaccine that makes people invisible to infected by mimicking disease markers. The WHO starts mass producing it, giving survivors a way to move through zombie territory. But here's why this doesn't save you. First, you need access to deadly pathogens and a functioning medical research facility with high-level containment. Second, you're deliberately making yourself sick. Gambling, you got the dosage right. Too little and zombies still attack. Too much and you've given yourself a fatal disease. Third, this only works if you know about it, and Jerry only figured it out after visiting multiple continents and observing thousands of infected. The novel's zombies don't show this selective behavior at all.
Just
And
you.
Where Was He was my
Building your
favorite,
app.
movie because they got straight to the
base
point and they
44.
didn't slow down.
The
That was
film
the only thing about Where Was He. They got straight to the point and they never slowed down a pace. It just got right to it. That's why I like it. But like, I can't hang with them or The Last of Us. There's no one different story.
added this to give
I'd
humanity
be
a
down if I walk in and build on.
fighting chance, but it's a solution that requires global
I'm cool.
infrastructure that's already collapsed. So there's a camouflage trick that works if you can inject yourself with terminal illnesses in a collapsing world. Totally practical. But even if you pulled that off, there's one biological advantage zombies have that makes outrunning them a fantasy: no fatigue. These things run at sprint speed indefinitely. They don't get tired, don't slow down, don't need rest, food, or breaks. They just keep coming until destroyed. The film never shows an infected running out of energy. During the plane sequence, infected chase survivors for minutes without any decrease in speed or aggression. In Jerusalem, the zombies piling up the wall have been running and climbing for who knows how long, still moving at full capacity when they breach the top. The game reflects this by making zombie spawns essentially infinite. Humans do get tired. You can sprint for maybe 30 seconds before gasping. Every survivor in the film gets winded. The zombies never do. This creates simple math.
How long can
In any
y'all run to the
extended
sprint without getting before you take your first? I got a cool 45 seconds. That's why you gotta make your smart decisions and make them quick. Because you got 45 seconds to make your best move before you start getting attacked.
chase, the zombies win because they can maintain pursuit longer than you can maintain escape. The novel's zombies shamble slowly but never stop, creating situations where humans hold them off for hours or days until ammunition runs out or exhaustion causes mistakes.
Bro, you cannot hold a full sprint for an hour. You could run for an hour, but you can't hold a full sprint for an hour. That's impossible.
Zombies collapse that timeline from days to minutes. You don't get to rest between waves because there are no waves.
It's
one continuous assault. This is why every successful survival moment involves either complete concealment or vehicles. Jerry's family survives by getting to a ship offshore. Jerusalem survives while the walls keep infected out. The WHO facility stays secure because it's isolated with strict noise discipline. Nobody survives by outrunning zombies long term. You survive by not being chased in the first place. They never stop, they never tire, and you do. Fine, so you can't outrun them. Just shoot them, problem solved. Except there's only one way to put them down. Headshot only. Destroying the brain is the only way to stop them permanently. And in the chaos of a swarm, landing headshots is nearly impossible for anyone who isn't a trained marksman. The film demonstrates this repeatedly. Characters who shoot center mass might knock a zombie down temporarily, but it gets back up. Only head trauma stops them for good. The game makes this a core mechanic where headshots deal massive damage while body shots barely slow special infected variants. A bull can soak a dozen body shots and keep coming, but one well-placed headshot drops it instantly. The problem is hitting a moving head under pressure. Zombies sprint erratically, leap, climb, and pile on each other. You're not shooting at a stationary target. You're shooting at something moving faster than you while probably also moving yourself, possibly in the dark, definitely while panicking. Even trained soldiers struggle. The film shows military units getting overwhelmed despite superior firepower. This makes ammunition conservation impossible. In a traditional zombie scenario with slow targets, you might score headshots with reasonable reliability. Against World War Z zombies, you're lucky to hit the target at all. You burn through ammunition at an unsustainable rate. The game reflects this through ammo economy, where even with team coordination, players run dry and have to resort to melee weapons, which brings back all the infection risks. Headshots only, on sprinting targets, in a swarm. Your odds are terrible, and that's just in your neighborhood. What happened next turned the entire planet into a graveyard in under a week. Global spread. The infection went worldwide in days because it spread faster than information, and modern air travel turned every international airport into a distribution hub for the apocalypse. Patient Zero likely originated in Asia, but by the time anyone identified it as a threat, infected people had already boarded international...
Wait, is it new tech to just go into the middle of the water for World War Z? Wouldn't it be like new tech to just go on a little island? Until everybody figure out what they got going on. Because how long can you stay in the water? That's gonna be another thing. Because I don't think zombies can swim. I doubt they try to swim. Highly doubt.
Flights. A single infected passenger turning mid-flight creates chaos that crashes the plane or diverts it to an airport where everyone scatters into a new city. Each new city becomes a new outbreak point. Each outbreak reaches critical mass in hours. The 12-second incubation means someone can get infected, board a plane, and spread the virus to a new continent before showing symptoms. South Korea's Camp Humphreys illustrates this. The base physician returning from assignment brings the infection. Within hours, the entire military installation is overrun. This isn't a slow creep from one region. It's simultaneous global ignition. The game sets missions in multiple cities across continents. New York, Jerusalem, Moscow, Tokyo, each facing identical outbreaks. There are no safe continents. The novel handles this more gradually, with infections starting in China and spreading over months, allowing for information spread and containment efforts that slow but don't stop it. The film's version is insurmountable because it removes preparation time. By the time world leaders understand what they're facing, the virus has already seeded itself in every major population center. The few governments that respond quickly, like Israel, buy time with walls and quarantines, but even they fall eventually. You don't get to see what happened in other regions and prepare. You get attacked out of nowhere by a threat you don't understand. Every continent, every major city, all simultaneously overrun before governments understood the threat. You'd think something spreading that fast would be
God
mindless.
damn.
That's what makes the next part so terrifying.
Shit, finna
Virus
fuck my
intelligence.
head up.
The infection doesn't just reanimate corpses randomly. It drives infected towards specific behaviors that maximize spread, almost like the virus has strategic objectives. Selective targeting of healthy hosts proves this. A mindless reanimation shouldn't distinguish between terminal illness and health. That requires the virus to somehow assess host viability and make targeting decisions. Zombies bypass the sick and swarm the healthy with frightening consistency. This suggests the virus has evolved or been engineered with propagation as the primary directive. The swarm
I ain't lie. If we ever get to a situation, y'all gotta think about what y'all wanna do. Just go on ahead and send that nuke. We ain't. It's a lot of people that's not gonna make it. And we already know that off real. Once you get a panic call saying they moving too fast, our nigga became a meal. Nuke. Self-destruct that motherfucker, all the motherfuckers in the motherfucking grant, my nigga. Ain't nobody making it out. World War Z, I could accept any other one. But World War Z, hey, go on with send Big Bertha.
Swarming behavior supports this. Individual infected coordinate without communication to build human pyramids. They don't fight each other for victims or waste energy on non-viable targets. Everything serves transmission efficiency. During the plane sequence, infected move methodically towards survivors, using numbers and speed to corner target.
Bro, if you got a zombie running towards you full sprint, can't get tired, running 20 miles an hour. The average speed for a regular nigga is 17, well, not even 17, 15 to 16 miles an hour. That's on a good day. Who would you outrunning? Nobody. 2, 90% of the niggas around might not have a gun on them. If they do, they are not finna headshot them niggas if they run into you full speed. 3, them niggas strong as fuck. Run to you full speed. Whoa. Run to you head first through your windshield. Won't care. Ready to munch your face off, my nigga. 4, you gotta worry about other people on the road that can't drive, that's already panicking. Semi trucks bursting through people, finna blow up because they are oil tanker. Somebody finna crash into them. Set that motherfucker off. 5, nigga, you gonna be hungry. There's no more food. You finna walk outside that mother. Nigga, you step on a piece of glass. You got 40 zombies running towards you, full speed. What are we doing? If you shoot, you got 100 more every shot. So, nigga, if you shoot 15 times, nigga, you got 100,000 zombies running towards you, my nigga. You got the whole town on your ass. Cause everybody heard you. Nigga, no.
The game's special variants serve.
You only survive it if you never leave the crib. If you never leave the crib and don't make a sound, you might survive. Unless you open the door and that motherfucker say, front door open. What? You got 15 zombies running to your crib. All because your alarm system.
Specific tactical purposes in overwhelming defenses. Some fan theories suggest bioweapon origins, which would explain strategic behaviors. The novel's Solanum virus has mysterious origins linked to Chinese cover-ups. The film keeps the source ambiguous. Practically, you're not fighting mindless zombies. You're fighting a distributed intelligence that uses human bodies as drones. It adapts to defenses by overwhelming them with numbers. It avoids wasting resources on poor hosts. Every traditional strategy assumes you're fighting stupid enemies. These enemies might not be conscious, but the virus driving them is ruthlessly efficient. The virus is optimizing, coordinating thousands of bodies like a distributed computer network. Sounds unbeatable, and it is.
So if the virus control your brain and like it got all the knowledge of your brain, my nigga, let me get gagged. Alright. If I get taken over, I'm gonna think they Spider-Man jumping from building to building, not caring. Like
almost everywhere. But
Think
there's
you
one
say-
environment where they slow down.
Wait to see
cold
me running
movements.
down the hallway.
Extreme cold slows them significantly,
Full speed.
which sounds like a major advantage until you realize how few people live in regions cold enough to matter, and how hard surviving there becomes even without zombies. The film reveals this when Jerry observes zombies in cold climates moving sluggishly, almost frozen in winter conditions. The virus can't maintain full motor function at low temperatures. The novel explores this with survivors in northern Canada using winter as a defensive advantage. Frozen zombies become stationary obstacles, but translating
Freeze
this
them.
to survival strategy runs into hard reality. First, most of
Nigga, I'm willing to survive, but World War Z zombies, I know I'm not surviving, my nigga.
humanity doesn't
It's
live
World
in
War
Arctic
Z
conditions.
zombies.
The initial outbreak
I got
happens in
about 3
temperate and
days
tropical
till a
zones
weekend.
where billions are
Other than
concentrated.
that-
By the time you could flee north, infection has
I'm
achieved
gone.
critical mass globally. Second, surviving in extreme cold requires gear, shelter, and food supplies that are hard to maintain without industrial support. You're trading fast zombies for hypothermia, frostbite, and
Like, bro, you ever heard me close the door? Accidentally slam that hole? Oh my goodness.
starvation. Third, cold is seasonal in most places. Even if you survive one winter using frozen zombies as an
Damn.
advantage, what happens when temperatures rise and they all
Just
thaw
rip the skin off their
simultaneously? The
head.
film suggests this creates a secondary spring crisis. And finally, cold only slows them, doesn't kill them. A frozen zombie is easier to approach and finish, but you're still doing manual labor in sub-zero temperatures against thousands of targets. The few regions where this works long-term, northern Greenland, Siberia, and Antarctica, are so consistently
Yo,
cold
what's up?
that
Appreciate you,
zombies
Shorty.
can't function, and so isolated that initial infection barely reaches them. But those are also areas with minimal populations and no infrastructure to support refugees. Cold slows them, but doesn't stop
Go to
them.
sleep.
And
Hell
most
nah.
of humanity doesn't live in the Arctic. So what if you get bitten? The movie shows someone surviving. There's a trick, but the timing is insane. Bite amputation. Cutting off a bitten limb before infection spreads is theoretically possible given the 12-second
I
window.
feel like he lost the plot. We're not even talking about World War Z no more. We just talking about zombies in general. He lost the plot. I don't know what the hell he talking about at this point. He just talking a whole bunch of nonsense now.
But practically requires tools, skill, pain tolerance, and luck most people don't have.
Right.
The film shows
Yeah,
this
nah,
once.
I changed
A
my ways,
soldier
man.
gets bitten on the hand, and his teammate immediately
Cut it
hacks it
off.
off. The soldier survives without turning because they beat the clock. The game allows players to heal infected teammates if treated fast enough, implying
talking about the
similar
game,
emergency
though.
amputation tactics. But think about what this requires. You need a sharp blade capable of severing bone in 1 or 2 strikes. You need someone willing to perform amputation immediately without hesitation. You need the victim to stay still despite incredible pain. You need something to stop the bleeding, or the person dies from blood loss. And you need all this within 12 seconds, which means noticing the bite instantly, deciding on amputation instantly, and executing perfectly under pressure. The odds are basically zero. Most people freeze when injured. Most don't carry amputation tools or know battlefield medicine. And most bites happen during chaotic swarm attacks where you're lucky to even realize you've been bitten.
Bring your agent into Monday.com.
Man. If I
Your
get bit,
Claude,
I'm holding that bitch out.
ChatGPT, and
Hurry up.
Copilot agents working side by side where you already
up.
work. Set
Before you've turned. The film only shows successful amputation once with a trained military unit. Every other bite victim
Okay.
turns. Cut off the limb in 12
He lost the plot of the story. But more of our story, we is not surviving World War Z zombies. We not doing it. I don't care how much you feel like you can, cause if I say I can't do it, and I say I can do it any and everything, let's be serious, nigga. Ain't nobody lasting more than a week. Nobody. And that's being generous.